Mark my words, Ivy. I will find a way to get you back out on the street. No, Teresa, don't do it!
Ivy? Okay, you and Teresa were at the top of the stairs.
Yes.
We need to know exactly what happened.
Okay, Sam. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Teresa tried to kill me. Nobody believes that I didn't do it. Not even Ethan. What am I gonna do?
O'Connell, this is Chief Bennett. Yeah, I told you to come over here and pick up a suspect. No. Listen, this is your top priority, all right? I need you here now. Okay.
You know, Sam, we are talking about Teresa here. I mean, Pilar's daughter.
Grace, listen to me, right? I have no choice. Ivy almost died from falling down those stairs.
Oh, but you only have Ivy's word on that, and Teresa swears she didn't do it.
Well, that'll be up to the judge and the jury to decide.
But in the meantime, you're taking Ivy's word over Teresa.
Grace, I'm not
Sam,
taking
if it were
anyone's...
anybody else, you would be on Teresa's side. But because it's your precious Ivy, Teresa is going to jail. Now, Sam, this is all about you and your undying feelings for Ivy.
I want to ask you something.
Sure, anything.
Before I told you my sordid story, you said that you thought that my sister's husband could probably forgive her because he loves her. Do you still feel the same way now?
No. There's no way that your sister's husband can forgive his wife for abandoning you. You paid the ultimate price only because your sister was too selfish to take care of you. As far as I'm concerned, she is just as guilty as your father.
Antonio, you come back to us. You're really awake. Look at your brother, Luis.
I am. Incredible. It really is a miracle.
It's not fair. It's just not fair.
So how soon does he get to go home?
Slow down. You're putting the cart before the horse.
So this means the experimental drug really worked.
So it would seem. From the looks of it, Antonio's going to make a complete recovery. There's no reason he shouldn't expect to live a long and happy life.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could think so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
You can't believe what you're saying.
But I do, Sam. I honestly believe you wouldn't be so quick to find Teresa guilty if it weren't Ivy pointing the finger at her.
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Oh, come on,
Grace.
Sam, don't spout legal homilies at me. This is about Ivy, and you know it.
Look, Grace, you are way off base here, okay? I'm acting strictly as a cop. Any decision I make will be based purely on the evidence before me. Now, be reasonable. I mean, we all heard Ivy and Teresa fighting. And we all heard Ivy cry out to Teresa not to do it. And then moments later, Ivy comes crashing down those stairs in her wheelchair. Now, I can't ignore the evidence that happened right in front of my eyes, even if it involves Teresa.
But, Sam, you didn't
Look,
even...
this has nothing to do with Ivy. Okay? I'm going strictly by the book here. And if Teresa's not arrested, and she loses her temper again, Ivy may not be so lucky next time.
My God, Sam, do you really think that Teresa would try to kill someone? You really think she's a murderer?
There you are. I'm looking for you all over town. I just made a major decision that I'm afraid I'm going to regret for the rest of my life.
Okay, what happened?
Well, it started with Simone last night walking in on me and Chad when we were on the couch together.
Oh, you guys weren't...
No, but it definitely looked like we were about to, right? We made up some lame excuse, but it really upset Simone.
Honey, I've told you 100 times you can't keep sneaking around.
That's exactly what Chad keeps on telling me. And for the first time, I know that you two are absolutely right.
Okay, so when are you going to tell her the truth? Or did you already tell her?
No. And I'm not going to. At least not for the foreseeable future.
Okay, but you just said that...
I said that I'm not going to sneak around behind my sister's back anymore. All right? Listen, you remember Liz, right? The woman that lives above our garage apartment?
Yes, Antonio's friend.
Well, she was telling us this story about her sister and how she betrayed her and that it ruined her life completely. I can't do that to my baby sister.
Okay, you're losing me, Whitney.
Chad and I had already decided that we were just going to come clean with Simone right now and tell her the truth. But then I walked into Simone's room, and there she was, laying on her bed, asleep with an empty bottle of aspirin next to her.
No.
She claimed she wasn't trying to do herself in, and I believe her. But the point is that seeing me with Chad shook her up so much that it made her do something that was potentially dangerous. And she already admitted to me that it scared her so much that she can't even sleep or think straight anymore. That's how deeply the fear affected her of me and Chad being together. Imagine if she did know that it was true. I can't do that to my kid sister. I love Chad with all my heart, but I love my sister too. And I can't do something that could jeopardize her very life.
I guess some men can forgive their wives for anything. But if I'm going to be perfectly honest with myself and everybody here, I couldn't do it if I was married to your sister. Now, I'm sorry, guys, for being so judgmental, but your sister, she crossed the line. Liz was a victim here. Liz was a victim of incest. The most heinous crime in this world. She was left home by herself with a sick and disgusting man who called himself her father.
But her sister didn't know that.
She would have known if Liz's sister would have shown the least bit of compassion. When she left home, when Liz tried to track her down at the nightclubs. But no, this lady was, hell, if you want to call her a lady, she was too busy. Too busy with her sex life, her music, and getting high. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I am not a bigger person about this, okay? I couldn't do it. If I was married to your sister, I could not do it. I don't care how much I loved her, I couldn't do it. It's no wonder that you despise her so much.
I've got her now, David. There's no way Eve can ever tell TC she's Liz's sister. Oh, don't get so self-righteous. What's good for me is good for you. Don't forget it.
I've heard enough. I want to know who this pitiful excuse of a woman is. What kind of woman would throw her own little sister out to the wolves only to be raped by her own father?
I was so afraid.
All right, now. There's nothing to be afraid of. Everything's gonna be okay.
Filled Antonio in on what he's missed while he's been in his coma.
Last thing I remember was collapsing on that hotel room floor. It was our wedding night.
You were rushed straight here. We were so frightened we were afraid we would lose you.
Then we heard about the experimental drug.
I'm glad you decided to try it.
So am I.
So, Doctor, you never did give us an answer. When can I get out of here?
Well, you're definitely out of the woods. But you're going to need quite a bit of physical therapy to get back to where you were before you became ill. I'd also like to run some tests, give myself a better reading on exactly how complete your recovery is.
I'll tell you what, I can save you a lot of time and a lot of trouble. Because that drug worked. I feel great.
I knew God would answer my prayers.
God would never keep me from my new bride. The most beautiful woman.
The way you just said that. It sounds like you can see.
I can see. I can see all of you, and you know what? You guys aren't a bad-looking crew, you know that? Especially. I told you. It's good, isn't it? Like an angel from heaven, Mama. I wish I could say the same for you too, Luis, but we both know that's not true.
You weren't lying. You really do have your sight back.
What, you think that I would stay blind when I'm married to the most gorgeous woman on earth? No offense, Beth. I'm sure that Luis thinks you're the most beautiful woman on the planet.
I knew the good Lord would not take you from me when you had only just come home.
Good Lord knows not to tangle with my mama.
Antonio, that's blasphemy.
I think I can break a few rules a day, don't you?
Yes, I do. Today, anything is possible. Today, I received my miracle.
Me too. I'm home now. And nothing's ever going to take me away from any of you ever again.
Now I'll lose Luis. He'll tell Antonio that he's in love with Sheridan. And I'll lose Luis forever.
Eve, you said you knew who Liz's sister is. Who is she? Sweetheart, you were all fired up to tell everybody earlier. I mean, what's stopping you now?
Oh,
Sweetheart, I think I'm getting some mixed messages from you right now. I mean, what is it? Why don't you want to tell us who Liz's sister is?
Well, isn't it obvious? Liz's sister is a patient of Eve's. She would like to tell us her name, but she has a professional obligation to protect this woman's identity.
Then why was she going to tell us earlier?
That was before we knew the whole story. I mean, now that Eve knows Liz is a victim of incest, the whole thing is way too personal, way too intense. Now, I, for one, applaud your wife's decision to uphold the doctor-patient confidentiality bond. I mean, I don't blame you at all for withholding this woman's name. If this story were to become public, I can only imagine what her family would do. Undoubtedly, they would leave her, and she would lose absolutely everything that she holds dear.
which is exactly what she deserves.
If I were Liz's sister, I wouldn't want anyone to know who I was. No, I would want to take this dirty little secret to the grave if I could.
So what are you gonna do? Well, I've already done it. I didn't intend to make a choice, but it just sort of happened.
Okay, you're talking in circles. What happened?
Chad was already frustrated with me about not coming clean with Simone to begin with. But then when I told him I think that, we should take a little time apart from one another.
Oh, you didn't, Whitney.
Look, I didn't know what else to do. Only now I'm afraid I've lost Chad for good. I mean, I don't know what else I possibly could have done. I can't knowingly do something to my sister that could literally kill her.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew what to say to, make you feel better.
There's nothing that you could say. Whoa. Wait a second. Wait a second. This is the first time in our entire lives that you haven't been bursting with romantic advice for me to take. Normally you'd be telling me to hang in there and love will conquer any problem. And that true love can't be torn asunder. And all that jazz. What's wrong?
Who said anything was wrong?
Teresa, it's me. You think that you made a mess out of things with Chad? Well, I made a bigger mess. Not only does Ethan hate me, but I could go to prison for trying to kill his mother.
You're going to stand here and tell me this girl that we've known her whole life actually pushed Ivy down the stairs in her wheelchair?
Well, someone unlocked the brake lever.
Oh, Sam, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you know, when Teresa confessed to killing Julian, you refused to believe her then. So how can you so quickly jump to the conclusion that she's guilty of the same crime now?
You know, the fact is, I don't know what Teresa's capable of anymore. I mean, at her tender age, she's gone through more than most people go through in a lifetime. I mean, for heaven's sakes, Grace, she was almost executed for Julian's so-called murder. She was tricked into marrying him and having his child when the only man she's ever really loved is Ethan. And all through this, Ivy's been her strongest, most vocal adversary. I would say Teresa has motive.
Motive? Sam, come on, that is not fair. You know, all of our lives have been turned upside down the last couple of years.
Well, you can say that again. Nothing's the way that it's supposed to be. Especially between us.
Sam, don't say that.
No, it's true. I mean, we used to talk about anything and everything. Grace, I feel that, gosh, I'm losing you. I feel like our marriage is slipping right through our fingers.
I don't know what's happening to everybody's relationships. I mean, Luis and Sheridan and Jerry and Miguel.
Oh, thank God. There's still one solid relationship in this town. I mean, TC and Eve. I mean, thank God for them.
Besides, Eve, why is it up to you to reveal Liz's sister's name? I mean, shouldn't that be up to Liz when and if she feels ready?
That's a good point.
You know, I feel so drained by everything I've told you today. I don't think I could stand to hear my sister's name spoken out loud. It's been hard enough reliving the worst years of my life.
Liz, don't worry. Eve won't say anything you don't want her to. Last thing you need is more pain. Are you cold? I'll get you some.
You really are a nasty piece of work.
Love you too, Dave.
I've never seen someone so adept at using someone else's pain to their own advantage.
I could imagine how difficult this is for you.
Julian, I swear I didn't know what was going on at home. No wonder Liz hates me so much. TC will too.
Only if you persist in this crazy notion of telling him that you're Liz's sister.
You're just afraid that he'll come after you.
It's not it. The only one I'm worried about right now is you.
If I don't tell TC, then Ivy and Liz will still have their hold on me. And I don't know how much longer I can stand it.
I never gave up hope. I knew you would come back to us.
I felt your faith, Mom. In fact, I heard you when I was in my coma.
Really?
Yeah, I heard you praying for me. And I wanted so much for you to know that I was listening and how hard I was fighting to come back.
I knew you heard me. I always knew.
I heard you too, Louise. Me too, Sheridan.
What did you hear her say?
We were talking about love. The declaring that your love would never die.
You are my passion for life.
What are you talking about? Who's saying that you tried to kill Ivy Crane?
Ethan, Chief Bennett, and of course, Ivy herself.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, it's not like you guys are pals or best friends or anything, but nobody could possibly think that you hate her enough to kill her.
Well, see, that's the problem, Whitney. Because it looks like I've got all the motive in the world. You know, remember a few nights ago when I kicked Ivy out of the house?
Yeah, you and I both know that you did her a favor. Thanks to you, she's living in Chief Bennett's house.
Right. And I tried to explain to Ethan that Ivy manipulated the whole thing, but he wouldn't believe me. So, I set a trap to expose her as the scheming homewrecker she really is.
What kind of trap?
I came here, and I apologized for my hasty actions, and I invited her to come back to the mansion in front of Ethan.
Brilliant. You knew that she would decline to stay near Chief Bennett, and Ethan would know what she was up to. What's the problem?
Ivy figured out what I was up to. My plan backfired, Whitney. You know, she said that she would love to come back to the mansion. I couldn't believe it. Not only was I about to get stuck with Ivy, but it made Ethan positive that I was wrong about her from the start.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, Ivy was upstairs, and I got into it with her about what she had done. She admitted everything. She loved how she turned the tables on me. He had never seen anyone more smug and self-satisfied. And then all of a sudden, she went crashing down the stairs, right into the Bennett living room. You know, she almost died, Whitney. In fact, she did die, and they brought her back to life. And now everyone thinks that I pushed her.
Oh, my God.
No, at first, I thought it was an accident, okay? But now I am sure that it wasn't. When we were at the top of the stairs arguing, I got nervous that her wheelchair would roll, so I made sure that the brake was on. And then less than a minute later, Ivy yelled out for no reason, "Don't do it, Teresa!" And then bam, she went rolling backwards down the stairs.
What? I don't get it.
She must have released the brake on her wheelchair herself.
Well, why would she do that? She could have killed herself.
Well, see, that's how desperate Ivy is to get Sam back and make me look bad. You know what, Whitney? She pulled it off. Because I tried to tell Ethan and Sam Bennett what happened, but with my track record.
You poor thing.
You should have seen the way Ethan looked at me. Like I was some disgusting bug that should be stepped on. I mean, he's been angry at me before, Whitney, but he's never looked at me like this. Are you definitely going to pull this off?
No, that's impossible. You are innocent.
What jury is going to believe me, okay? A woman who's made false statements under oath when I was convicted of Julian's so-called death. Or Ivy, a true bitch on wheels, but a pillar of the community. Daughter of the late state governor, in a wheelchair these days, no less. I'm dead meat, Whitney.
What's wrong? Liz just told us this terrible story. I can't give you the details now.
The restraints for Ivy are ready to go, so I'm gonna let her know.
Well, thank God Ivy is leaving soon. It's like I'm losing control of everything I hold dear.
I really know what you mean, Grace. Some women are just pure poison.
You know, I am dying to know, why are you sticking around when any moment Eve could blurt out the truth about your nasty togetherness all those years ago? Don't tell me you've actually developed a conscience.
You don't even understand the word.
Oh, that's a good one coming from you.
If you must know, I feel a tremendous responsibility for the torture Eve is suffering, unlike you and Liz, who seem all too eager to exploit it.
Do you think that Liz made up that awful story about her father?
No, she seemed genuinely torn up. But in her case, she has a personal reason for wanting to see Eve in pain, unlike you. Just a heartless monster. Hasn't Eve been through enough without you digging in the knife even further?
Well, Ivy, are you ready to leave for the hospital?
The hospital?
Yes, they're ready to take you now.
Oh, I see.
Well, if there's anything else that you need.
No. No. I'm fine.
Well, it looks like you're getting a boot. You know, Grace will never let you back in once you're gone.
Who says I'm going anywhere?
I wasn't sure how much you'd hear.
It was enough. There's only a few snippets here and there, but it was enough for me to hear how much you both loved me. And Louise, I remember you professing your love for Beth to me. But what really brought me through was Sheridan telling me how much she loves me. It was like when she was telling me, it was like she loved me more then than she ever had before.
You know, maybe we should talk about this later. You really do need your rest.
You know what? You're probably right. I am overtired. Louise, can you do me a favor?
Anything?
Can you take Sheridan back to the cottage for me? I know she hasn't left the hospital since I collapsed. She needs to get a rest, too.
No problem.
And when you take her home, if you wouldn't mind staying with her, making sure she's okay.
That's all right.
No, this is between me and Louise, okay? Will you do that for me?
Yeah, if that's what you want.
There aren't many guys that I would trust to spend the night with a beautiful bride all alone.
I know this sounds terrible. I'm almost glad Ivy fell down the stairs. Now that she's got to go to the hospital, she has absolutely no excuse to stay in my house one night longer.
Don't worry, Grace. She'll be out of here in 10 minutes.
I just wish you'd tell me what happened in there with Liz.
I can't right now, but I promise I'll tell you later.
How could you say that about Ivy? I mean, the woman almost died in our living room. The only thing you're thinking about is kicking her out?
Look, Sam, don't put this on me. Eve is her doctor. She wants to take her to the hospital for more tests.
And don't tell me you're not happy about it.
No, I won't. Look, I said from the very beginning I do not want Ivy in my house. Now, Sam, she's been here one day, and look at us. We're already at each other's throats.
No, we've been fighting since David Hastings waltzed his way into our lives.
Sam, we've been fighting before that. Ever since Ivy started to weasel her way into your affections, and to be more precise, ever since I found out that you and Ivy have a past, not to mention a son. You know, and Sam, I don't even want to rehash all of this.
Neither do I.
If you want our marriage to work, you're going to have to fight for it as much as I am. And it's not going to work out if Ivy is living in this house, trying to just steal you away from me.
Look, it works both ways.
You know, I know that, and I agree. You know, David just needs to leave us alone. The two of us, we need to focus on each other and not anybody else. I mean, thank God Ivy is leaving in a few minutes. And when she's gone, I'm gonna go over and talk to David. Tell him to give us some space. You know, maybe he can take a photo assignment out of town. Or move away. For good.
Now you're making some sense.
Sam, you know, I feel like this is our last chance. And if we don't do something drastic, we're gonna lose each other forever, and I don't want that.
Neither do I.
brought you this. Thought it might make you feel better.
The only thing that's going to make me feel better is for you to feel the same pain that I do. To see your life destroyed the same way mine was by you.
I didn't know, Liz.
That our father molested me?
And if I had known, I would have done everything in my power to rescue you. You must know that.
The only thing I know is what happened. That you deserted me in my time of need. A total stranger would have shown more compassion than that.
Liz, that's not fair.
Are you warm enough, Liz?
Yes, T.C. Thank you. You're very lucky to have a man like T.C. in your life, Eve.
I know that.
Better not let him too far out of your sight. He's way too good of a catch.
I need to speak to Ivy. Excuse me. Well, Ivy, do you have all your things? They're just about ready to take you to the hospital.
Tell them not to bother. I'm not going.
What did you say?
You heard me, Eve. I'm staying here with Sam and Grace.
No, Ivy, absolutely you are not. That spill down the stairs, you almost died. No, as your doctor, I insist that you go to the hospital for a thorough examination.
And as your patient, I refuse. I am not leaving Sam's house, and you are going to help me stay here.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, Eve. Oh, I would just hate to think what T.C. would do if he found out that you were the monster that left her little sister to be molested by her father.
I know it's not fair asking you to spend the night away from your own wife, but is it okay, Beth?
Hmm?
You think that Beth and I are,
We never got married, Antonio.
No.
You guys haven't gotten married the whole time that I've been out? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
No, hey, don't worry about it.
I won't worry about it as soon as you guys die tonight. The sooner the better, okay? Okay, but I'd still feel better about borrowing your fiancée to stay with Sheridan the night if it's okay with you. I just don't want her to be alone.
I understand.
Thanks, Beth. You're a champ. Now, if you guys wouldn't mind, I'd kind of like to say goodbye to my wife alone.
Thank you.
Don't be silly.
But you know what Antonio's recovery means.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, well, now that he's recovered, Sheridan and I can tell him the truth about our relationship without the fear that it's going to kill him. Now she can get a divorce or an annulment and marry me.
I know.
Why? Just glad we never went through with our vows. It's just going to make everything that's going to happen that much easier. Look, I think you're so wonderful, and Beth, you'll always be an incredible friend to me, okay?
Hey.
So go ahead. Tell Sam and the paramedics you've changed your mind, and you don't want me going to the hospital after all.
I'm not going to be blackmailed by you again, Ivy.
Oh, yes, you will, Eve. You're going to do exactly what I say, as often as I say it, unless, of course, you want me to tell T.C. and everyone else that you are, in fact, Liz's miserable excuse for a sister.
We have the restraints ready, Dr. Russell.
Thank God.
Well,
Where is everyone now? They're inside. I just came out to get some air.
Well, can you leave? I mean, is it all right if you just go home?
I'm afraid not. There's a police officer on the way.
For what? What's he gonna do?
His job. Look, I'm sorry about this, Teresa.
Which one is it?
Right here.
That's Luisa's sister.
I'm afraid so.
But you said it was an attempted murder charge. Wasn't she cleared of murder a few months back?
Yes, she confessed to a murder that she didn't commit. I'm afraid this case is different.
I don't know what to say.
It's all right. Do what you have to do.
Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald Crane. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Ivy Winthrop Crane. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law.
Finally got our miracle.
We're really gonna be together. Nothing will ever come between us again.
Miguel's winning Charity back.
She's bad for our side, Kay. Very bad.
Please give me another chance, Charity. Give us another chance.
When I get back to the mansion, I'm going to turn the whole Crane Empire upside down.